strength. It's not just about muscle, it's about will. Grit, the fire inside that refuses to quit. Every rep, every lift, every drop of sweat, it all leads to this moment. This is for the relentless. The dedicated. The ones who push past limits and redefine strength. You don't just lift the weight. You lift yourself. You lift your legacy. Powerlifting isn't a sport. It's a statement. How strong is yours?
Good evening and welcome to the 2025 European Open Classic Powerlifting Championships here in Malaga, Spain. I'm Amelia Potter, joined by Alexander Nordim.
My pleasure. Thank you, Amelia. Okay, I was saying my pleasure being alongside you, Amelia, witnessing the show here today in Malaga.
Yeah, and we have had quite the day so far. Extremely exciting lifting, and tonight will be no different with the 59 kilo and 66 kilo men. These are both A flights, so everything you see will be the fight. We won't have to wait till later for anything. It's going to be very, very exciting. We can see the 59s, big dog fight in there amongst the top lifters, and no different in the 66s. Two back-to-back huge battles, in for quite a treat, I think, here, Alex.
Absolutely, we have a three-way battle for first position in the 59s. We have a five-way battle for first position in the 66s. Impossible to predict.
Yeah, never has every kilo counts meant more.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a very tight battle. A seven-man group for the 59s and a 9-athlete group for the 66s. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited, and it looks like we have some big openers there on the board, ranging all the way up to 210 kilos. The European Open record currently in 230 in the 59s, and the world record at 240. So very interested to see how Garcia moves that opener.
Some strong pedigrees in the 59s with Ivan Campano Diaz and Antoine Garcia. Strong contenders, and right behind them, Brian Sion, another French in the 59.
Yeah, important to note that we have Shola from Poland, who is an M1 and near that M1 record as well. We start the competition now with Ramin Suleimanzadeh from Azerbaijan. $155 kilos on the bar. Lovely and easy there for Ramin.
There is 3 white lights and a good start to the
A great start to the 59 kilo class.
Next up will be Brian Brunetti opening at 165, followed by Campano Diaz and Sean.
Brian Brunetti from Italy coming out next. The personal best of 172.5 kilos. Will be opening 7.5 kilos below that with 165.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, very, very close. He's only 1 year out of the juniors, so not so unusual to see it from somebody of his age, but still has 4 years competitive experience.
165 kilos.
Very comfortable looking opener. Almost paused it in the hole there. Very controlled.
There are 3 white lights in the good lift.
And that kind of almost post squat is more something we see in the every weight classes. Pretty unusual for 59.
Only really works in your favor if you squat to depth, but luckily he does.
True.
Now, a very recognizable name. Only 1 year out of the junior, but plenty of years experience. A face we've seen many times in the international circuit. Ivan Campano-Diaz, 190 kilos. Current favorite for the gold overall. But as you mentioned before, Alex, it is close.
Very, very close. In the past, we've seen Ivan having problems with his elbows during the squat event. Has he corrected that issue?
Yeah, so your elbows aren't allowed to rest on your legs or help with the squat. Let's see if that's... Yeah, that is way better.
Yeah, that looks better.
So yeah, as you were mentioning before, in the past, his elbows have been touching his thighs, and the referees deemed that as helpful towards his lift. So it's been some trouble in the past, but you can see here his elbows stay well clear of his legs.
Yeah, it's very light contact. Not helpful at all.
Another name fighting for one of those top positions. We have Brian Song from France.
Another new face on the scene.
Yeah, only 2 years competing as well. 195 kilos in the bar. 5 kilos below his personal best. Like we said, not so unusual with somebody so new.
Yeah, shake off the nerves of that first international squat attempt for Brian Seong.
That's a lovely clean opener for Brian.
Still waiting on the lights, yeah.
And it's 3 white lights, a good lift, a good start to the competition there for the French lifter. Dariusz Schola now from Poland, 195 kilos. Not opening too far away from that European M1 record of 212.5. 47 years of age, 26 years of competitive experience. Over half of his lifetime.
We've seen Yanni with 21 years of experience. Now Dariusz Wolsa, 26 years. That's crazy.
As you said before, seeing that kind of longevity in the sport is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, very inspiring.
And
very deep.
Yeah, you can just see the display of the experience there. 3 white lights, a good lift. He's had many years to perfect that squat style, and you can tell.
2 more squats to go. It's a fast-paced group with only 7 athletes and the fast spotter of the Spanish crew.
The bar is loaded.
We now have 200 kilos for Egidijus Valkikas from Lithuania. Slightly dropped his opener from 205. Yeah, looked a little bit tough.
Yeah, that was surely a great move, dropping down the opener.
2 to 1, a good lift. Let's have a look at that from the side. Got a red from the center referee, but always easy to see from the sides.
It does look borderline, but he gets 2 whites from the side, so the jury are checking it, but they seem to agree.
And our final opening attempt from none other than Antoine Garcia from France, 210 kilos. And definitely don't knock him out of the fight just yet.
The bar is
has a personal
loaded.
best of 223 kilos, which is just 7 kilos below the European Open record.
He worked on a few things to continue to perfect the squat. He was already very efficient. He is now even more efficient. And he's looking to improve here on the international platform.
Giving some love to the spotters and loaders there, those that are protecting him today.
He needs to set the tone.
And that's really nice, especially as we know that he does have a bit of a grind on his squat in him.
And that was very deep actually for Antoine. Everyone's on the board, Emilia.
Yeah, it's great to see, especially after a bit of a tumultuous session earlier with the 74s. And that concludes our first round of squats. As you said, everyone on the board. Garcia leading ahead with 210, followed by Baukikas from Lithuania with 200, and Song from France on bodyweight, currently sat in bronze ahead of Shola. We head now into our second round of squats. Leading us out, we have Raman Sulimanzadeh from Azerbaijan, jumping 15 kilos to 170 for his second attempt. Yeah.
Still looking strong.
Barely slowed him down. Really nice second attempt there.
3 white lights.
A good lift, 3 white lights.
170 kilos stays on the bar for Brian Brunetti. Followed by Campano Diaz.
He's doing his part, looking to build the total towards a 500 kilo total. A huge milestone for a 59.
Brian Brunetti from Italy taking a 5 kilo jump to 170 for his second attempt. Wait for the lights there from the referees. Moving very well still for him. And it is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, not so much of an aggressive play call from the Italians this time.
Close going on the bar for Ivan Campano Diaz, followed by Sean and Soa.
A 10 kilo jump now for Ivan Campano Diaz from Spain to 200 kilos. Lots of very similar squatters in this flight, so the battle for squat medals I think will be a big one as well.
Surely it will, especially with Ivan Campano Diaz being a bit more careful with his attempt selection this time, because he only had 1 squat in Pilsen during the Junior Europeans last year, being too aggressive and getting called for elbows on the thighs. Now he perfected his squat, being more mindful of his attempts, and it's still looking good for Mr. Ivan Campano Diaz.
Just waiting for the lights now. Let's have a look at that again in the replay in the meantime. 3 white lights, a good lift, a lovely looking attempt.
205 kilos on the bar for Brian Song.
Moving quickly now to our next lifter, taking a 10 kilo jump, Brian Song from France. Already this would surpass his personal best of 200 kilos, so as you said, new to the sport, not surprised to see him pushing that personal best today.
Yeah, if you look at the nomination, he's only with 578, a bit of an underdog in the class, but if you've been following his training, it's been looking great. But it's only the day of that counts. Definitely harder.
But nonetheless, it is a good lift. And yeah, based on his phase, I think maybe harder than he expected as well. So perhaps going for the slightly safer jump to third.
Especially when you expect yourself to be in a battle, at least for the podium, maybe for first position. You don't want to miss out on a 2.5. Being too greedy and loading 5.
A 10 kilo jump now for Dariusz Sola from Poland to 205, leaving just 7.5 kilos off of that European M1 squat record.
I don't think the record is in the cards for him today, but still, 205, 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, it's a good second attempt. I mean, I think he's experienced enough to know exactly what he should put on the bar. And considering how close it is in the 59s today, it's how much of a risk does he want to take? He sat just off of the podium as it stands. A pretty big jump between him and the podium, so the risk could be worth it. Egidijus Valkikas from Lithuania, 207.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump, but just 2.5 kilos above his planned opener. This will move him into squat silver for the time being.
Remember, he had a red from the front, so he needs to be minimum as convincing. That looked different.
Yeah, it did look very different from his opener, but he looks happier with it. And he, unfortunately, is not quite in agreement with the referees. Gets depth call from all three refs.
It was more knee flexion, less hips, so it looked worse. I think I agree with the referees here, but it is a unanimous call from the referees on the platform, so no possibility for the jury to intervene.
So currently with 200, he can retake 207 or go up. The choice is his. Now our final second attempt before we head to the third and final round of squats in the 59s. Antoine Garcia from France taking a 12.5 kilo jump. Now this lands him just 7.5 kilos below that European record. So if this moves well, I can imagine he might be going for that 230.5 for that third attempt to get that chip, which he'll definitely need against Campano Diaz.
I mean, loading something that's 500 grams away of your personal best on your second, that might be a statement from Antoine Garcia.
This is where Garcia builds up a lot of his ground, as Campano Diaz generally on the bench press and deadlift is a little bit stronger.
He's a great bencher.
Yeah. Still looking really strong, actually.
Yeah, that might look even better than his opener. Very smooth.
That is a good lift. 3 white lights. Seems to be on pretty good form today, actually.
I don't think he'll load the record. He's not going to risk it in a battle towards the twilight, but maybe a 227.5?
Yeah, maybe. It's so hard to say because as it stands, he's, you know, not a million miles away from Campano Diaz, but still a sizable jump. So it's that fine line between sensible and risky enough to benefit. Ryan Brunetti from Italy now, taking a 5 kilo jump for 175 for a new personal best, 3 red plates aside. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, I mean, still looking pretty smooth for a third attempt. Maybe he wants to leave room for a massive deadlift to pull for position at the end.
Yeah, it's true. You know, there's still 6 lifts left to go. At the end of the day, you don't want to empty the tank just yet. We now have Ramin Suleimanzadeh from Azerbaijan, jumping 12.5 kilos to 182.5. This would be a big personal best of 7.5 kilos should he make this. Wow, that was extremely deep. Yeah, I would have been very surprised if he managed to get himself out of that hole.
Yeah, he lost position at the bottom.
Have a look at that again from the side angle. You can see just how deep he went in that squat position. And his body sunk into himself as well.
Very difficult to recover from that.
The bar is loaded.
Ivan Campana Diaz now coming out for 207.5 kilos. Not the most he's ever squatted, but he's just trying to keep that healthy lead ahead of Garcia moving forwards. He knows this is where Garcia makes up a lot of ground, so just trying to get as many kilos he can at the moment. It will also temporarily move him into squat silver with 4 lifters to follow.
He's been looking good so far. And that attempt selection looks like good decision making to me. This one might have looked like more elbows, but I don't think it's going to be sufficient to get caught.
We'll just wait for those lights for that confirmation, but in terms of strength, it looked really quite good for a third attempt.
And
Yeah.
the suspense is killing Ivan right now. He knows he needs that attempt. What would be the lights for this one?
And 3 white lights, a good lift for Ivan. We now have Brian Song from France, 210 kilos, a 5 kilo jump to move him into squat silver for the time being.
We might see a grinder here.
And I think he is the lightest of the lifters taking this weight, so I think if he gets this, it might be secured for him. No, if he gets this, he secures bronze, as the Lithuanian lifter is slightly lighter.
This didn't look as deep as his second attempt, but it looked better in terms of speed. 2-1, a good lift for Brian Sion.
Yeah, and as long as it's deep enough, it should be alright. The jury will review that footage, but doesn't look like they're discussing it in great detail.
Massive improvements on his nominated squats.
No more changes to the openers. Now for you.
Now have Igidijas Valkikas from Lithuania. Missed 207.5, got 3 reds, has chosen to go up to 210, and this will take him into squat silver, keep him there. So,
An aggressive choice.
yeah, but this either gets him a squat medal or leaves him off of the podium, so well worth doing. It's a big fight. That's such a shame, he got so close to that top.
And rightfully so, is disappointed.
210 kilos stays on the bar for Dariusz Choa.
2 more squats to go in the 59 before the 66 kilo class.
can see here getting ready for his final attempt, Dariusz Sola from Poland. This is to move him onto the squat podium and secure him that bronze. Silver already belonging to Brian Song as he is lighter. This will take the bronze off of Capano Diaz. Should he make it, so a 5 kilo jump for a match personal best. Like we said, not shooting for that European record, instead pushing for that squat medal.
Yeah, it looks like we know our powerlifting game. .30 more seconds. You really don't want to rush the setup and the routine of your third squat.
Yeah, you just need to get that squat command. You don't need to complete the lift in the minute. Now, unfortunately, a bit too much today, and I'm a little worried that he would have cut depth a tad there in lieu of the strength. That means
It's like a
Capano Diaz
replay.
stays in squat bronze.
Oh, it kind of was deep enough.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. From that angle, it certainly did look deep enough. And our final squat before we head through to the 66 is Antoine Garcia, 227.5 kilos. Like we said, not quite pushing for that European record, instead looking to close the gap as much as possible between himself and Capano Diaz. Should he make this, the gap closes to 7.5 kilos. Much more manageable.
Absolutely. He has to do his part though. This 227.5 could be a pivotal attempt in his competition. Oh, wow!
Yeah, and that was absolutely the perfect number for Antoine there. 2 to 1. Unfortunately, a no lift there for Garcia.
I was worried about the hips not being properly locked out. I don't know if I'm the French coach, I might rush to the jury to see whether or not I can argue that one.
It looks like it. I think just not properly erect at the end there. Yeah, it was the soft knees, unfortunately, the referees are saying. And that concludes our squats for the 59s. Garcia still walking away with squat gold with 222.5 kilos. His teammate Brian Song in silver with 210 kilos. And Ivan Campano Diaz in bronze with 207.5 kilos. We now head immediately into the 66 kilo men. And kicking us off, we have Sergei Chernyshov from Ukraine opening with 175 kilos.
The 66 kilo class, perhaps the most unpredictable class of this championship, having only like 5 kilos separating the top 5.
Yeah, although they look separated by quite a bit right now, you just wait until the final deadlift. I promise it will be a lot closer.
Oh, yes it will. So squat openers ranging from 175 to 220 in the 66s.
Lovely easy opener for Chernyshov. Another lifter with plenty of years of experience, 21 years competing. Opening well way below his personal best, just wanting to get that squat in on the board.
Bars loaded, 185 kilos, Federico Burro, Italy.
Federico Muru from Italy opening on 185 kilos.
The only one to have changed his opener in this group.
Yeah, he moved his opener up by 5 kilos, it seems. So it seems warm-up's moving well for him. Let's see if that pays off.
Surely looks like it.
Yeah, looks very, very comfortable for Federico.
3 white lights and a good lift.
And a good lift.
Next weight on the bar is 195 kilos. This is for Jorge Munoz, España. Diva, Kremins, get ready. The bar is loaded. For Jorge
We now have Jorge Munoz Exposito from Spain, 195 kilos. On home soil today. Oh, and that is so easy for him.
Another explosive Spanish squatter.
I think he can't quite believe how easy that was as well. It is a good lift.
However, I kind of agree with that blue light for him being too tilted forward.
Yeah, although he got the rack command, and the center referee, if gives the rack command.
I think it was at the start that I found him too tilted, not at the rear.
Well, he got the start command as well. So
I mean, if the two laterals.
Joey
Agree.
Diva now of Great Britain, 205 kilos. Decade of competitive experience. Not a stranger to the international platform by any means.
Yeah, very familiar face.
And for sure, one of those fighting up at the top. Has a very big bench on him.
Great opener. Exactly what you want to start your competition and to start building.
Yeah, it's a lovely opener there from Joey. 3 white lights, a good lift.
The bar is loaded at 205 kilos for Alex Clemens, Ireland.
Alex Cremins, 205 kilos on the bar, an Irish athlete and coach.
Correct me if I'm wrong, is he the head coach of the junior Irish team?
He is indeed, yes.
He's been everywhere this year with his team.
Yeah, even helping out a little bit earlier. So let's see how the 205 moves for him today.
That's pretty okay.
Yeah, it's looking good, and he managed to have breakfast this morning as well. He's quite light when he woke up, so let's see how that helps him today.
Good lift for Alex. 210 on the bar for
He looks happy with that one.
Now from France, Savalainen, Ali, Katina, get ready. Bar is loaded. For Brandon Bigelow, France, 210 kilos.
We now have Brandon Vigouroux from France, 210 kilos.
Another new face on the international scene.
Yeah, it seems like France has quite the upsurge of new lifters. Of course, with Panna not here today, gives Brandon a chance to shine, and he is nominated in first, so a strong constituency of French 66s, it seems.
He has a big bench on him.
Wow, yeah, opening at 165, it seems.
He battled with Panna for the French record at Nationals.
Wow,
Squad
that is
opener
a
looking good.
lovely opener from Brandon. And 2-1, a good lift. Does get a depth pull from that right-hand side referee. Let's have a look at that again in the replay.
Of Finland now. Ali, Katina, get ready.
From that side it looked fine, but it's the other hip that got a red light.
Yeah, generally people aren't always symmetrical, so it could be the case that one hip's higher than the
Yeah,
other, but
Very possible.
it looked good then. Oh, and the jury has overruled that to a no lift.
Previous lift was overturned, I'm afraid.
I am slightly surprised by that, but
Me too.
France have a choice in their hands now.
I mean, the jury was unanimous then, so
We now have 210 kilos in the bar for Antti Savalainen from Finland. another contender for that title overall. Someone who probably will benefit from Viguru missing. A little tough in that middle portion, but still pretty steady.
Still waiting for that centre vote.
We're still waiting on the lights for Antti Savolainen. 3 white lights it is, a good lift.
There we go.
And Team France has opted to jump 5 kilos for Brendan Viguru.
Yeah, if they want a chance to stay in the lead, they're going to have to push a little bit there, and it looked very easy. 217.5 kilos for another one of those top lifters, Ali Kipria from Great Britain, who has a huge deadlift on him.
Yeah, you can't bet against a deadlifter. He might look whatever to jump to whatever place he wants at the end of the comp. Easy opener.
Yeah, looked like a good opener there
White
for
lights and a good lift.
Kipria. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Last lift in round 1. 220 kilos on the bar for Joel Christopher Katina of Austria. Chernyshov, Muru, get ready. Bars loaded at 220 kilos.
We
for
have
Katina,
our
Austria.
final opener of the flight. We have Joel Christopher Katina from Austria, 220 kilos. Definitely, again, another lift. There are many of them in position to fight for that podium.
Very tempoed eccentric. Wow.
Yeah, very controlled all the way through.
2 to 1. A good lift for Katina.
And from our angle, that's a surprising red light, but we'll check the replay from the correct angle.
Yeah, this is the angle he gets the red from, and it looks a lot better on the replay, I think, from that angle as well. So I'd be surprised if the jury interfered, and it doesn't look like they're going to. And that concludes our opening round of squats, with Ulbar Vigoro getting their squat on the board, which got overturned by the jury. Katina currently leading, with Ali following and Savolainen just behind. Sergei Chernyshov from Ukraine, 185 kilos, opting for a 10 kilo jump. Looked like a nice comfortable second.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift.
197.5 on the bar for Federico Muru, Italy. Muno and Viguru, get ready.
Technique looks solid for Sergei.
Bars loaded at 197.5 kilos for Federico Muru, Italy.
197.5 kilos for Federico Muru from Italy. 12.5 kilo jump. Still a fair way off his personal best of 225 kilos. Very quick descent there, maintains the speed on the way up as well.
3 white lights, a good lift for the Italian.
205 on the bar now for Jorge Muno, España. Viguru, Krebins, get ready.
Yeah, it looked great on the replay. Surely you could add some more kilos onto that.
Bars loaded at 205 kilos for Jorge Muno.
Now have Jorge Munoz Exposito from Spain, 205 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. And this is to match his personal best. Still only 21 years old. So we have juniors ranging to M1s in this flight.
It's nice to see. There aren't many sports when you can see multiple generations fighting all together.
Very deep squat there for Jorge.
And he's still surprised. He looks strong today.
2 to 1 with a blue.
2 to 1, a good lift. Gets a blue from the center referee for downwards movement. Let's have a look at that again in the replay. I think perhaps for that bounce.
Get ready, the bar is loaded. For Figaro.
Maybe the referees judged it that the knees weren't properly locked, but I'm not so sure.
He said downwards movement, so
Really?
I'm not too sure.
Where at?
Well, the jury disagree. We have Brandon Vigoro now from France. Really needs this to not just get on the board, but stay in a chance fighting for that overall position. 215 kilos matches his personal best. 210 was easy. Just got overturned by the jury. And I'm a little worried about that
It
one
looked
as well.
the same.
Yeah,
So
that's
if
what I'm
the
worried
last
about.
one didn't pass, this one shouldn't pass.
I hope it does, but
It does.
it does. And let's have a look at it again, because I think we were watching live and we're a little further away, and it does look a lot better there.
And this time, the referees on the platform are unanimous, so the jury cannot intervene.
Ireland's Alex Cremens now coming out for 215 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. And this is just 5 kilos below his personal best. This moves him into squat bronze for the time being, with 4 lifters to follow.
He's looking a bit more height, a bit more focused. And it's time for Alex.
Slowed down, but he still maintained that position really, really nicely.
Yeah, great technique. Somewhat of a fight, but great technique. Do you think he's going to load up that 220?
I think it's definitely on the cards for them to load it up. The sensible, of course, 2.5, but I think 5 kilos could be there with a grind.
Because he's in contention for the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Every kilo counts, and that's what they have to weigh up.
And almost everyone is in contention for the podium in the 66 kilo class.
Joey Diva from Great Britain now, taking a 12.5 kilo jump to 217.5. Moving him into bronze position for the time being. That will jump around a lot in the next 10 minutes, so I'll
Of course.
reserve that for third attempts.
His opener looked great. So I'm expecting this one to move really well. Let's see it, Joey.
A bit more of a grind there for Joey, but still got through that sticking point. A little bit of a shot into the future to where it will slow down more in his third, I think.
As we've mentioned, that second attempt really helps to gauge what you have on the day. And I think for him and his coaches, this one is just that. He knows what's left.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the safe option there is probably about 5 kilos. It would be a push for anything more if you wanted to be 100%. You now have Antti Savalainen from Finland, 217.5 kilos. This moves him into squat silver. I know I said I wouldn't, but they're all so close. It's so hard not
Commentators'
to.
reflexes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fight.
No immediate sight of breakdown though. It just slowed down, which is impressive to see.
2 to 1.
Yeah, 2 to 1. Gets a depth call from the side we're seeing in the replay here. But I think it looks in. I think it's just the angles of his hips that makes it a bit harder to see.
Katina and Chernyshov, get ready. Bars loaded at 230
2
kilos.
second attempts remaining. The penultimate second attempt, we have Kibria Ali from Great Britain jumping to 230 kilos. This is a 12.5 kilo jump from his opener. He's looking very happy and relaxed going onto that platform.
As he should, because his opener looked great.
Yeah, another great attempt from Kibria. I just want to wait for the lights. Before I say anything else, 3 white lights are good lift. I was going to say, in the past he had some trouble with depth.
Okay.
And I was hesitant to say it beforehand in case I cursed him and he ended up getting any depth scores there, but he didn't. It seems like both at our nationals he didn't get any really depth calls, and
Okay.
here he seems to have broken that as well. So
I don't know if he's due for a match personal best, but he's definitely due for at least 5 more kilos onto that.
yeah, absolutely. We now have Joel Christopher Kattener from Austria, 232.5 kilos, the heaviest second attempt of the flight, and another one of those contenders at the top.
This is just
Wow.
the most controlled squat ever.
Yeah, and it is really tidy. It's a lovely squat to watch.
I might ask him for a few advice after the competition.
Yeah, I can see why. It's a lovely squat, and it's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Round 3 begins with 192.5 on the bar. For Sergei
And that
Chernyshov,
concludes
who
our
plays
second
at
round of squats.
loaded.
Joel
Uno,
leading, of
get
course, with
ready.
that 232.5. Just behind, we have Kibria with 230, and currently in bronze, we have Antti with 217.5 kilos.
Who's gonna get the medals in the squat event?
It is very, very close looking at the projected thirds. Sergei Chernyshov now from Ukraine, 192.5 kilos. Nice, steady third attempt there. A good lift, 3 white lights.
He's been looking good all throughout the squat event.
Uno, Vigorou, get ready.
Now have
Bars loaded,
Federico
2.5
Muru from
kilos,
Italy,
Federico Muri, Italy.
207.5 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his second.
I thought this was gonna be hard.
Yeah, just not quite there today.
He's far off his personal best. Maybe it was registered a weight class above or something happened in training. Wishing him the best though for the rest of the competition. He's definitely not out of the battle for the podium.
A little bit of the way off, I think, but we now have Jorge Munoz Exposito from Spain, 215 kilos, a 10 kilo jump. We're starting to see some sort of separation within the group now between the top and the bottom lifters.
This is where the love from the crowd comes in handy. That third attempt. And as they say, vamos, Jorge.
And the brakes came on hard, but he
It's
keeps
amazing.
pushing
He's gonna
through
get
it.
it. He's gonna get
Wow, that is absolutely unbelievable. The brakes came on, but he would not stop the car.
I mean, a great grind never gets old.
Absolutely incredible. A little bit of showboating there from Jorge. And it is a good lift. 3 white lights.
Yeah, a well-deserved 3 white lights.
His coach in absolute disbelief. Just 6 squats remaining. Next out, Brandon Vigoureau from France. 220 kilos, so again, not really adding too much to his second. Missed his opener, got his second 5 kilos more. This moves him into squat bronze for the time being, ahead of Savalainen.
And that would be a 5 kilo personal best for him. Surely that's deep enough for Brandon Vigoureau.
And it is 3 white lights, a good lift.
A new personal best and a podium for the time being with 5 more squats to go. We mentioned that this class was going to be unpredictable.
Yeah, absolutely. We have another lifter fighting to push into that squat bronze position now. Alex Cremens, 220 kilos, as we suspected there. Pushing him into squat bronze for the time being, should he make this, with Diva and Savalainen to follow. Looking to take that as well.
He's showing the way, paving the way for his juniors. 220 for Alex Cremens.
Oh, what an insane fight from Cremens, but
Oh.
unfortunately just not there today.
I'm seeing yellows, I'm afraid. That is no lift, that is no lift.
Leaves the platform in good spirits nonetheless, leading by example.
Yeah, it's great to see someone that involved, still wanting to grind out. Third attempt on the platform in great spirits.
Next up we have Joey Diva looking to move into that illustrious bronze position on squats with 222.5 kilos. He is heavier than Savalainen, who is to take the same weight following.
And he's handled today by one of the GOATs, Mr. Matt Gary.
Yeah, current standing head coach of Team GB.
That was quite a shocker, but it makes a lot of sense.
And here's Joey Diva, 222.5 kilos. And yeah,
I would have loved another grind.
Yeah, based off his second, I said 5 kilos really would have been the absolute max. He should have
Okay.
gone 2.5 kilos, I think, would have been safe, but they are fighting for those top positions. I think it's finding that line, I said before, between safety and risk.
Yeah, and I guess you've seen him squat a lot, so you knew.
Antti Savalainen now in a great position to take that squat bronze away from Vigoureau. 222.5 kilos, just half a kilo below his squat PB.
Second attempt was slow, but still very technical, so it might be possible for Antti.
Yeah, he has got 26 years of experience, and I'm sure that will show right now. Yeah, unfortunately, just too heavy. Experience can't help you there.
I mean, 2.5 might have been too heavy also.
remains on the bar.
That
For
second
Kibria
attempt
Ali, Great Britain,
took some
last
energy out of him.
the day.
Yeah, you can see here though he fights enough to know that he can't get it without pushing through and wasting too much energy. 2 final squats remaining, both huge attempts here. 240 kilos. First of which to take is Joel Christopher Katana from Austria, and he is the lighter of the 2 lifters to take this. So if he successfully gets this, he remains in squat gold, and it cannot be taken from him.
He's already squatted 245 in the past, but now it's a question of risk and reward in that competition. He knows he's good for that gold medal position in the squat event if he gets 240, so why would he load more?
Yeah, he just wants to get as close to Vigoro as he can and as far from the rest of the podium as possible.
Still very much in control.
Oh, and it is a lovely squat again from Joel. And he's a good lift. 3 white lights has secured that squat gold for himself.
Yeah, he deserves it with what he's done. 9 white lights for him.
Yeah, very well deserved. That is a beautiful squat. And one final squat, we have Kibria Ali from Great Britain, 240 kilos, already has squat silver secured, but it's the extra 10 kilos he's going to really need come deadlifts. And he has got the biggest deadlift of the group as well. Just 2.5 kilos shy of his personal best. Doesn't seem out of the question, although maybe a
Especially
big push.
with that deadlift.
Yeah, absolutely. 240, I think, will be a bit of a push for him, but
Yeah, but he's gonna need that.
yeah, absolutely. And he's pushing through. Look at that grind, ladies and gentlemen. And that was the perfect number for Kibria. 3 white lights, a good lift, and no depth issues anymore.
Great call by the duo of him and Alex Pearson-Jones.
Yeah, Alex Pearson-Jones, current co-head coach of Great Britain. Absolutely phenomenal job from all the lifters and coaches there. A quick summary, Vigoro currently, well, now has squat bronze at 220 kilos. Bit of a leap up to squat silver and gold, both on 240 kilos, only separated by body weight. Kibria Ali of Great Britain walking away with squat silver, and Joel Christopher Katana from Austria in squat gold. Don't go anywhere, we're going to head into a 10-minute break before bench press, and we will see you then.
Another solid attempt out of the Lithuanian.
120 going onto the bar for Brian Sean, only followed by Garcia and Koa. The bar is loaded.
120 kilos for Brian Xiong from France. A 10 kilo jump and a 2.5 kilo personal best. Should he make this?
That's a sizable jump.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. This is a big jump for a 59 kilo lifter.
Especially considering that's his personal best in competition.
Let's hope it works out for him. If anyone was going to do it, it's going to be either somebody so experienced they know it works for them, or somebody so new that they have the strength, with no ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, so far he's been the surprise, beating his nomination on every attempt almost.
Wow.
Okay, I mean,
You know what?
we're not saying anything anymore, Ryan.
Fair play, yeah. I'll hold my hands up. It was a good call.
130 kilos for Antoine Garcia.
This is, the kind of surprise, like we said, we expect to see from someone 2 years into competing. Especially if they've already made it to this level.
The bar is loaded for Antoine Garcia.
The 59 roster in France is getting more and more stacked. We have at least 4 athletes that can pretend to in an international selection.
Yeah, you can see another one of those lifters coming out now. Antoine Garcia, 130 kilos, 5.5 kilos below his personal best. Now imagine a national French record there.
A bit slower, but still pretty technical.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. Another quite vertical press there with Antoine.
He doesn't seem to be too satisfied with that one. I think we're going to see the smallest jump possible.
Yeah, and when you're chasing, you really do want to collect every kilo you can, even if you have to leave your ego at the door and make the minimum jump.
And as we speak, he's forecasted third behind Ivan and Brian.
Yeah, that's very true. Of course, that's with Brian's assumption of a third attempt successful on his bench. Dariusz Schola from Poland, 140 kilos. This moves him into bench press gold for the time being, with Campano, Diaz and Brunetti to follow.
Okay.
It's a very slow lockout, but didn't break down whatsoever, really.
Never a doubt.
140 kilos going on the bar for Ivan Campano Diaz.
I think he might have found that press command a bit long.
Yeah, he didn't look too pleased coming off of the platform there, talking to his coach. But hey, it was a great second attempt. Yeah,
It was fair.
you get the press command when the center referee is happy that the bar is stationary on your chest, and only then. So it can be very quick if the center referee thinks it's stationary. Ivan Campano Diaz from Spain, 140 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump to move into bench press silver, as he is heavier than Schola. Of course, with Brunetti to follow.
A match personal best on the second is a pretty big deal.
And he's just been asked to re-rack there.
I'm not so sure what was missing. Did you pick it up?
15 seconds.
No, I was seeing the gesture the side referee was doing, but I'm not sure what he meant by it. Ooh, and I think it threw him off quite significantly, and that could hurt him, you know.
I think it was the elbows not properly locked out to receive the start command. But unracking twice surely gasses out the lifter.
I think it was because of his finger actually on that grip.
Oh, not
being
covering
all
the
way-
rings?
Yeah. not-
Interesting.
So, or just the way he was gripping. Either way, that's what the side referee was referencing. Brian Brunetti, 142.5 kilos. Just 3 kilos below his personal best, and what I imagine to be an Italian national record.
Wasn't effortless, but it wasn't too hard for a second attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift for the Italian.
Yeah, you definitely don't get any points for the easiest looking lifts. As long as you can get all the kilos you need, then get them in whatever legal way that you can.
Exactly, as long as you follow the rule book, you'll be fine.
Ramin Suleimanzadeh from Azerbaijan, retaking 110 kilos now onto our third and final attempts in this flight.
He hasn't found his groove yet in the bench press event.
Oh, that is a huge push, and he's still going, but no, unfortunately not. And I was a little worried that he might have met the command a little soon as well.
Followed by Sean and Garcia. 3 attempts to change the openers.
Egidijus Valkikas from Lithuania, 120 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from his second, just 5 kilos below his personal best.
Oh, I thought for a minute that he might have had that.
No, unfortunately not. You can see he's disappointed. Getting some long press commands, but, you know, the referee has to be happy that it's motionless on the chest.
So he goes 1 for 3 in the squat event and 2 for 3 in the bench press event.
Well, let's hope it's 3 for 3 in deadlifts then.
I see a trend.
We now see waiting eagerly for his third attempt, Brian Xiong from France, 125 kilos loaded. 5 kilo jump for a new personal best, and the 120 was quick.
Yeah, not so much of an outsider in the class anymore.
No, he can't hide behind the anonymity now.
Proper setup for a proper third attempt for Brian Xiong, 125.
The brakes came on hard. We've seen this before with the newer lifters. They haven't quite figured out how to get that second gear, get that grind quite yet.
He still walks away with a new personal best of 2.5 kilos.
Yeah, absolutely. Still having a phenomenal day. Just like we said, it's a case of sharpening your teeth a little bit with the experience.
He's standing on 330 and forecasted with 580.
132.5 kilos for Antoine Garcia, looking to move into bench press bronze, a 2.5 kilo jump as we suspected there, with Campano Diaz to follow. This would give him bronze on body weight ahead of Campano Diaz, assuming Campano Diaz does not make his third attempt.
I think what makes a difference here is that also he's used to training on softer bench pads, and setting up on different types of pads makes a lot of difference. He's had the opportunity to warm up on that exact same pad thanks to Maniac, one of our sponsors here, but it's hard to get used to it that fast.
No, unfortunately not. Although, you know, you say that and it definitely is the case, but every athlete here is going to be, you know, in the same boat.
Next up, 140 kilos.
I know that you weren't just saying that because you're French, you know.
Oh, no. Just because I know what he's training on, usually I don't know that for every one of those lifters. Maybe most of them train on softer pads.
I won't say you're biased. It's okay.
I hope I'm not.
Ivan Campana Diaz now looking for those extra 7.5 kilos. This won't change his position overall in bench press, but will be very important for his position overall in the competition.
I think if he don't have to unrack twice, he might be able to get it. But unracking the bar twice takes a lot of energy out of you.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep my eyes on his hands now, as that's what the side referee was watching, and I implore you to do the same.
From that angle, the rings look covered. He gets the start command.
And it's a lot better than the second time round. 2-1, a good lift, a blue from the left-hand side referee. Let's have a look and see if we can see what that is.
So would that be for downwards movement or elbows not properly locked out?
Take the provisional gold medal in the bench press. The bar is loaded.
And it looks like it will remain a good lift, and those extra kilos are really going to help Campana Diaz.
Especially when Antoine missed.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Don't count Brian out yet, but yeah, it's a three-way battle.
Dariusz Schola from Poland, 142.5 kilos to move into bench press gold for the time being, with Brunetti to follow.
Let's see how long it takes for him to get the press command. Not so long.
No, it did look like he met the command this time round, though, I think, in anticipation. And sometimes it can work out, but, you know, it's a risky business. Our final bench in the 59 kilo category before we move straight through to the 66s. Already has bench press gold, 145 kilos loaded on the bar for Brian Brunetti of Italy. Just half a kilo below his personal best. Like we said, the top three separating from the rest of the pack now, so just the rest trying to build as big a total as possible. That's a lovely bench.
I think he arched even more this time.
It is a
I
good
don't know
lift.
how he does it, but he does it.
Yeah, I mean, that side angle of the arc, absolutely incredible. You can see how high his rib cage goes.
It does take a lot of skill.
And mobility as well. And that concludes the 59 kilo bench press. We can see in bench bronze with 140 kilos, Ivan Campano Diaz from Spain. Just ahead on body weight with the same weight on the bar, we have Dariusz Schola from Poland in silver. And in gold, Brian Brunetti of Italy with 145 kilos. A little sneak peek at the subtotals there before we head on to the 66 kilo benches. Garcia currently leading on subtotal, but Campano Diaz, of course, with that big pull on him.
Ukraine.
And not counting Xiong out either. We now move into the 66 kilo bench press. Sergei Chernyshov from Ukraine opening with 105 kilos.
And we have quite a wide range of openers with 105 to 165 for Brandon Vigouroux.
And it looks like there's been a couple of changes as well in terms of openers.
3 changes, one for Alex Kremens, one for Federico Muru, and one for Christopher Catenajoel from Austria. Pretty explosive for Sergei. 3 white lights, a good lift.
It's a nice opener, yeah.
3 white lights and a good lift for Chernyshov. 115 on the bar now for Kibria Ali, Great Britain. Bruno, Kremins, get ready. Bars loaded at 115 kilos for Kibria Ali, Great Britain.
We now have Kibria Ali from Great Britain, 115 kilos.
Fresh off a massive grind in the squat event.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic effort there. Being powered through by his daughter watching at home.
Easy opener.
Yeah, that is absolutely lovely.
3 white lights and a good lift for Ali. 125 on the bar now for Jorge Muno. España, Kremins, Diva, get ready. Bars loaded at 125 kilos for Jorge Muno. España.
125 kilos for Jorge Munoz Exposito from Spain. Had a phenomenal squat session. Opening just 5 kilos below his personal best here on bench.
He had one of the biggest grind I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal effort. Well earned.
Yeah, for sure.
Very comfortable.
He's looking good.
3 white lights and a good lift for Muno.
He's walking away. Like, what did you expect? It's only an opener.
Get ready. Bar is loaded. Alex Kremins, Ireland.
We now see Alex Kremins from Ireland dropped his opener by 2.5 kilos to 125. Apps just getting used to that pad, like you said. 5 kilos below his personal best though, so training must be going well for bench.
Oh yeah.
That's lovely and smooth. Arguably could have kept that 2.5 kilos.
Yeah.
Good lift for Kremins.
But as you said, you want to make great use of all 3 attempts.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you'd rather have a comfortable opener that makes you confident than a bit of a sketchy one that sets you up poorly for the next 2 attempts.
That is words of wisdom, Emilia.
Bars loaded, 150 kilos, Joey Diva, Great Britain.
We now have Joey Diva from Great Britain, 150 kilos. A big bencher here, where he makes up a lot of his total. But not a small deadlift by any means either.
Surely not one to be overlooked in the class.
No, absolutely not. Currently, prognosis in 5th overall, but like we said, it is very tight at the top. That's a nice looking opener for Joey, and a good lift, 3 white lights.
150 on the bar for Antti Savolainen, Finland. Muru, Katina, Vigouroux, get ready. Bars loaded at 150 kilos for Antti Savolainen, Finland.
4 more openers to go. We have 150, 152.5 twice, and then 165.
And first out we have Antti Savalainen from Finland with 150 kilos, as you just mentioned. Big bencher here. The M1 world record standing at 163 kilos. And the European at 155.
A light sink and 3 white lights, a good lift for the finish.
Bars loaded, 1.2.5 kilos for Federico Muru, Italy.
We now have Federico Muru, 152.5 kilos, has a huge personal best of 171. So hopefully this is quite comfortable for him. We'll definitely be fighting for a bench press medal, but a lot of people will be, it looks like. Strength is definitely there. Let's wait for the lights from the referees.
3 white lights and a good lift.
3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, he's very much looking at the medal in the bench press event.
Yeah, I think there are 4 or so people that'll be fighting for that position, so one lifter will end up off of that podium.
Yeah, for sure.
Now Joao Christopher Catena from Austria, 152.5 kilos, our penultimate lifter out. He upped his opener by 2.5 kilos, as did Federico. So looking to match each other there, it seems. Joel, the lighter of the two, I believe.
And he has lot number advantage. More of a tucked in bench. Great use of the triceps.
3 white lights, good lift.
And it is a good lift, 3 white lights.
165 on the bar. 165 for Brandon Vigouroux of France, Chernyshov and Ali, get ready.
We have one opener remaining, and that is for Brandon Vigouroux. As you said, went back and forth with Panatourinidis in French nationals for the national record. And who won that battle?
Pana.
Ah, well, he's not here today, so we'll see what Brandon can do. Opening on 165, personal best 176.
Speedy opener for Brandon.
Yeah, wow, and based on how much the bar was shaking, I did not expect it to move that quickly.
That's what we like to see. 115 is on the bar now. For Sergei Chernyshov of
Thought something
Ukraine.
wrong with my eyes for a second.
A
Yeah,
lot.
and then it just moved like that. So, a pleasant surprise.
Made
I'd
the bar
say.
keep on shaking.
Yeah,
I
let
mean,
it shake.
Bars loaded.
And that concludes our opening attempts. Vigouroux leading with that 165, followed by Catena from Austria on bodyweight, ahead of Muru from Italy. Sergei Chernyshov from Ukraine jumping 10 kilos to 115 for his second attempt.
It's going to be hard to steal that gold medal out of the hands of Vigouroux in the bench press event. But we have the Italian Federico Muru, who's looking forward to it. Three white lights. More work, but this is what you would expect for a 10 kilo jump for the Ukrainian.
Kremins, get ready. Barge loaded at 120 kilos. Nikibria Ali, Great Britain.
Kibria Ali from Great Britain coming out now, jumping 5 kilos to land him just 5 kilos below his personal best.
Through white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, having a great day so far. Phenomenal final squat from Ali, and so far so good in the bench press. As we said before, really just biding his time till he gets to deadlifts as well.
I'm itching to see what he has in the tank for us.
Jorge Munoz Exposito from Spain, 130 kilos. This will be a match personal best for Jorge, should he make it. And it looks like he does a very easy second attempt and match PB.
So far, so good for the 66s.
The bar is loaded at 130 kilos. The Kremins, Ireland.
We now have Alex Kremins from Ireland with a personal best of 130, dropped his opener to 125, and it looked very comfortable. He looked very happy with it. Now jumping to match his personal best on his second.
He's pacing.
Yeah, and it's smart to do so.
Exactly what you would expect out of a second attempt.
Is 2 out of 3 votes. Just looking at that right side one.
And it's a good lift, 3 white lights.
155 on the bar for Joey Diva, Great Britain. Savalainen, Katina, get ready, bar is loaded. For Joey Diva, 155 kilos.
We now have Joey Diva from Great Britain, 155 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from his opener. And this moves him provisionally into bench press silver. Like I said, quite a few lifters fighting for podium, actually 5 fighting for bench press podium, it seems.
And this is already almost 2.5 times his body weight on the bar. This is huge.
Yeah, not a small bench whatsoever.
Still very smooth for Joey Diva.
3 white lights.
3 white lights, a good lift.
For Diva.
And seems to be happy with that one, interacting with the crowd.
Definitely not misplaced. 155
Bringing the vibes onto the platform. I like it.
Yeah, we love to see that. Lifters enjoying themselves, making the most of the time on the platform.
Yeah, showing personality.
Antti Savalainen now from Finland, 155 kilos, looking to move back into bench press silver for the time being. Like I said, this is subject to jump around a lot with 5 or so lifters pushing for podium.
Oh, unexpected.
Yeah, very seasoned lifter. Like you said, unexpected to see that. And actually the first miss of the whole flight, which is a sight for sore eyes after a lot of misses earlier.
Austria, Muru and Viguru, get ready. Bar is loaded. 157.5 kilos, Joel Katina, Austria, off gates.
Joel Christopher Katina from Austria now jumping 5 kilos to 157.5, looking to move into bench press silver ahead of Joey Diva. slowed down a tiny bit towards lockout there, but still fairly smooth for him.
3 white lights and a good lift. For Catina, 160 on the bar.
3 white lights, a good lift.
Italy, Bigelow and Chernyshov to get ready. Last 2 lifts in round 2. Chernyshov will begin round 3. Bar is loaded. 160 kilos for Federico Muru, Italy.
We now have Federico Muru from Italy, 160 kilos. Puts him in a very good spot to walk away with that silver, as he's lighter than Joey Diva, who's also attempting this on his 3rd attempt. But he is heavier than Katina, who's yet to put his 3rd attempt in.
Would also be 160.
So it'll be very interesting to see how this moves for Muru.
Start command received. Great tension on the way down.
Plenty left in the tank there for
Oh, yeah.
Muru.
2 to 1. A good lift.
Oh, and one
Down
yellow
the
light
right side referee.
from the right side referee.
Yeah, let's see if we can see that side angle in the replay.
So 172.5
Usually it means it could be a plethora of things, lifting of the butt, heels or head. It could be skip command.
It is not the bunch. The butt stayed on the bench, so it might be the command. I'm not so sure because the person giving the command gave a white.
Yeah, you know, the referees have to make a split second decision, and that's why we've got the jury also. So luckily it is a good lift. Brandon,
Sometimes commentating, we miss some information.
absolutely, there's a lot to take in. Brandon Vigouroux from France, 172.5 kilos, and I think even with his opener he would have secured bench gold. Slightly held there on his chest, but makes light work of it still. Good lift.
And this one will go towards building the total, because he already has the gold medal, as you said, in the bench press event.
Yeah.
But in terms of total, nothing's guaranteed with Katina, Diva, Savulainen, and Ali.
Yeah, it definitely will be a fight during deadlifts, but Katina and Vigouroux looking to build as big of a bench as possible and subtotal as possible, as there are some slightly bigger deadlifters in the flight. We have now into our 3rd round of bench press, Sergei Chernyshov from Ukraine, 120 kilos for his 3rd and final attempt. Oh, that's a great fight. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, great effort.
3 white lights, good lift, good lift.
And that is a good lift, 3 white lights.
5 on the bar for Kibria Ali, Great Britain. Muno, Clemens, get ready. Bars loaded at 125 kilos for Kibria Ali, Great Britain.
Now have Kibria Ali from Great Britain, 125 kilos for a matched personal best here on bench. Like I said, looking to build a big subtotal before deadlifts. He's the biggest deadlifter of the flight, currently projected in 3rd overall. As you said, don't count out a deadlifter. And for a second there, I forgot it was a 3rd attempt.
3 white lights, and good lift
I
for
mean,
Ali.
he even himself looked surprised.
Jorge Muno.
Surely he had more in the tank.
Clemens, Savulainen, get ready.
Yeah,
It's
but
all smiles for the GB crew.
absolutely, I could see why. The thing is, would you risk going up 2.5 more kilos and missing that?
I wouldn't.
No, when it's such a dogfight there at the top. Jorge Munoz Exposito from Spain, 132.5 kilos, opting for a 2.5 kilo jump here. It was moving well, but as we said, those newer lifters and the younger lifters sometimes don't have the experience for as much of a grind. So perhaps a good move here from Team Spain.
And Jorge is having a great day. 6 for 6 so far.
See, I'm not sure if he was pointing at something his tattoo said or his tricep, but I'm sure both
mean,
helped.
It was a flex anyway.
Alex Cremens now from Ireland, 132.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump, and this will be for a new personal best, 2.5 kilos. Unfortunately, just not there today, but got everything he could out of his
I would
bench.
not have expected that, to be honest.
Sometimes some lifters, just the brakes come on pretty quickly, and it's so hard to gauge because of that.
This is why you have to have some kind of longevity with your coach for him to know you well and to handle you correctly on meet day.
We now have Antti Savalainen from Finland. Now this was a bit more of a surprise that he missed his second of 155. It is 2.5 kilos below his personal best, and it is hard, you know, with so long in the game to keep progressing, but so far he's been really strong.
Took quite some time to receive the start command. Don't know what happened over there.
Yeah, and that would have hurt him a little bit as well. Let's have a look at that again in the replay and see how long he did get held for.
Yeah, I think it was the left elbow not properly locked out to receive the command. You can't rush the steps in terms of setup in the bench press.
Now looking to move ahead of Mulu, Joey Diva from Great Britain, 160 kilos. This will give him bench press bronze for the time being. Sorry to head ahead of
his personal best.
Yeah, to move ahead of Katina, sorry. As he is heavier than Mulu, but yeah, this is very close to his national record of 160.5.
Great third attempt out of Joey Diva.
That is a good
Yeah.
Joey Diva, 3 white
And
lights.
throwing up some signs to his fans in the crowd, it seems. But yeah, that was the perfect call, I think, for him, 160. Moved him into bench bronze for the time being, with Katina looking to take that away from him. And I've got to say, Katina has been very, very strong today. Very reliable in his
Exactly.
lifting.
Technically impressive.
Very, very impressive. Joel Christopher Katina from Austria, taking 160 at a lighter body weight. This moves him into bench press silver.
Exactly what he's done in the squad event, taking 240 but being lighter on body weight.
Yeah, this will move Muru into bronze, knocking Diva off.
Still very controlled.
Yeah, and it benefits him greatly.
He's good. He's very good.
Looking forward to seeing how he deadlifts after a phenomenal squat and bench session.
Bar is loaded, 160.5 kilos, Federico Muru, Italy. Forza Federico.
Now our penultimate bench press of the first day of the championships. Federico Muru from Italy, 162.5 kilos. Currently in bench press bronze, has that secured, looking to move ahead of Katina into silver. Plenty of time, 20 seconds left on the clock to get that start command.
looked like he had more.
Just waiting for one vote left side.
Just waiting for that final light. We'll have a look at that again in the
Craig, I
replay.
think that's you.
Looked borderline on the right side, I would say.
Yeah, which is why I was biting my tongue. It could go either way, I think. And we're still waiting for a light. And it is 3 white lights, say good lift. Luckily, it goes in the favor of the lifter.
Bench press remains. We are loading up 175 kilos of Brandon Vigouroux of France. Already has bench press gold, but 2.5 kilos won't hurt. Bar is loaded. Bar chargé.
Last bench press of the day, Amelia.
And it is a big one. 3 red plates aside, 175 kilos, just a kilo below his personal best. Of course, already has bench press gold. This will give him 2.5 extra kilos, which may come in useful with Katina following in pursuit of him. And let's not count out Ali from Great Britain either.
This is just so strong in the bench press event.
Yeah, it is a very, very nice bench. And it is a good lift. 3 white lights for Brandon Vigouroux.
And a good lift for Vigouroux. That concludes the bench press session. We will have a 10-minute break, and then we are back with deadlifts, 59s, and then 66s.
We could see it was a fight, but yeah, great bench press.
The third can be. And a quick summary of the bench: Catena with 160, just ahead of Diva in bronze on bodyweight. Muru from Italy in silver with 162.5, and in bench press gold, Vigouroux from France. A quick look at the subtotals here. In subtotal, Katina leading, but Vigouroux with a bigger deadlift. Diva with a big subtotal, but subject to change as Ali also has a huge pull on him. We're going to head into a 10-minute break now before deadlift, so don't go anywhere, and we will see you then. Hello and welcome back to the 2025 European Open Classic Powerlifting Championships in Malaga, Spain. We are heading into the final set of deadlifts and the first day of the championships, and what a first day it's been, Alex.
Oh yeah, we won't blink during these two deadlift battles in the 59s and the 66s. A three-way battle in the 59, almost a five-way battle in the 66s. Very pleased to be in the best seat in the house for this battle.
Absolutely, and very pleased to take you along for the ride with us. Kicking us off, we have 130 kilos for Egidijus Valkikas from Lithuania. That is a good lift, 3 white lights.
180 kilos on the bar for Darius Shola.
Pretty rare to see a deadlifter with such thick sole on his shoe. It's almost deficit deadlifts with the bubble under the heel.
Yeah,
Not so great for stability.
but great for fashion.
Drip or drown.
Yeah. Darius Shola from Poland, 180 kilos.
The right leg's a good lift. A bit of work for an opener.
Yeah, but secures that total, and that's what's important here. He can now push accordingly into his second and third. But you're right, it is pretty slow considering. Brian Brunetti from Italy, 192.5 kilos for his opening attempt.
The Italian who's looking at a top 5 finish in the class.
It is a good lift, 3 white lights.
200 kilos on the bar for Ramin Suleymanzadeh, followed by Garcia del Campano Diaz. The bar is loaded.
Coming out now to try and secure his total, Ramin Suleymanzadeh from Azerbaijan, 200 kilos, opening on his personal best, and not a new lifter, has been competing for 8 years.
And deadlifts must have been clicking in training because this is not that difficult.
No, it was quite slow, you know, but it's so hard to say when you haven't seen a lifter.
Yeah, I mean, it was slow for an opener, but not for a personal best.
No, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was trying to say.
And the bar is loaded.
Now one of the top contenders coming out to secure his total. We see Antoine Garcia from France, 230 kilos.
And this one's going to be telling. Does he have enough in the tank to make a run at Ivan Campano Diaz?
And I've got to say, Alex, it was a little scrappy there.
Yeah, not that great to be honest.
3 white lights in the good lead.
Maybe not enough baby powder. I don't know what happened there, but not that good.
And let's hope that's something he can change up in his second and third attempts, because if not, the gap he's trying to close will be far too big.
And when I say not that good, it's not throw shade. It is up to his standards.
Now, the person he will be keeping his eye on, Ivan Campano Diaz, and we'll be keeping our eye on him too. 245 kilos. And already with his opening deadlift, this will leave him with a 592.5 kilo total. And it's
Okay.
so easy.
Oh,
White lights in the booking.
You asked me in the break how I thought deadlifts were going to go, and I said that Campando Diaz really does have a snappy deadlift, and that is the proof to my point.
yep, you know your game.
Now our heaviest opener of the flight belonged to Brian Chung from France, 250 kilos. Certainly not counting him out quite yet. You said that he pulls hook grip, and it's a case of whether that will hold or not. Wow. Wow.
Also pretty snappy.
That is incredible. And that leaves him just 2.5 kilos behind Garcia and 12.5 kilos behind Campano Diaz. And when it moves like that, who can say?
Just needs to play smart now. Do not overreach and see what you need to load for a third attempt.
We can see Garcia currently in deadlift bronze, Campano Diaz in silver, and just ahead with that super snappy deadlift, we have Chung of France. We head now into the second attempt, and it is flying by. We won't have to wait long to see who will walk away European champion. Egidijus Raukikas from Lithuania, 137.5 kilos. It's a little tough, but manages to lock it out.
To the one, a good lift. Lack of lockout for the chief referee.
Let's have a look at that again in the replay from the sides where he gets the white lights from. Usually a better angle of that lockout.
Knees look locked out. Maybe that right shoulder, but I'm not so sure. It's arguable, but we'll see.
The bar is loaded for Dariusz Zola from Poland, 190 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener, just 5 kilos below his personal best.
It looks like work, but he keeps going up.
Yeah, he does take a moment at the bottom of the deadlift though, so I'm wondering if he's okay or just steadying himself, but he does manage to continue to push through it.
The bar is loaded.
200 kilos loaded on the bar for Brian Brunetti, just 2.5 kilos below his personal best.
A bit scrappy.
Yeah, and that close to your personal best, you might imagine to see it moving like that.
To be followed by Garcia, then Campano Diaz. The bar is loaded.
207.5 kilos in the bar for Ramen Suleimanzadeh from Azerbaijan. 7.5 kilo jump, and it will be a 7.5 kilo personal best should he make this. Taking his time coming onto the platform. It's arguably the quickest lift to get through. All you need to do is pull and get that down command. He starts to get those deadlift jitters, but he is pulling through and he's not stopped yet. Wow, what an incredible fight from Ramin.
Is it going to be qualified as supporting on the thighs?
One referee thinks so, but two are happy with it. Let's have a look at that again.
Referee for downward motion. 240 on the bar for Antoine Garcia. The bar is loaded.
The jury looked at it, but
I think they're happy with that.
yeah, great effort out of him.
I don't think we'll be seeing, yeah, he's X'd out that last attempt. 10 kilos. Antoine Garcia now from France, 240 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. This pulls him into gold overall for the time being, on body weight ahead of Campano Diaz. Of course, Campano Diaz to follow. Garcia's opener a little scrappy.
And Grip giving up on him.
Yeah, and that's what I think we were worried about on the opener. He was just trying to get it up any means possible. And
the thing is that Ivan might be the biggest puller, but he's the heaviest of the bunch, and the lightest is Brian. So Antoine doesn't really have an advantage on any of those.
no, and I fear that might have put him out of the game, missing that lift there. But he's definitely on the podium. Just
Yeah, for
where is the question? Ivan Campano Diaz, 260 kilos, a 15 kilo jump, 3 kilos below his personal best. Now the European Open record is 274 kilos and the world record 275. Let's see what they need to post today to win overall.
Vamos Ivan, make it snappy again. He's so strong.
And we have perhaps two of the snappiest deadlifters I've ever seen going head to head in this battle. Absolutely incredible. Let's have a look at that again.
Going on to the bar for Brian Chong. The bar is loaded.
I mean, he's looking strong.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And let's see if Brian Chong can match that energy. 262.5 kilos. A 12.5 kilo jump pulls him into deadlift gold for the time being and into silver overall, ahead of Garcia, heading into that third and final round. Wow.
It's still looking pretty good. Less snappy than Ivan, but still pretty good.
3 white lights, a good lift. And, you know, it doesn't have to be as snappy or more snappy than Ivan. It just needs to load enough on the bar.
And Ivan has created quite a gap now on
Yeah.
his opposition.
I think what Song will probably be trying to do is to create enough of a gap between himself and his teammate Garcia. Instead, you can see Song leading here is deadlift gold, 262.5, followed by Campano Diaz with 260 and 30 kilos below Garcia, just to show the standard of Campano Diaz and Xiong. And the results as they stand heading into the third round of deadlifts. Campano Diaz ahead with 607, followed by Xiong with 592.5, and 10 kilos behind him we have Garcia. Into our third round of deadlifts now. We have Aukikas from Lithuania, 140 kilos.
And this time it's the grip.
Unfortunately, the grip giving out.
Yeah, just unfortunately not there. Let's have a look at that again.
No lift. 195 kilos for Darius Shoa,
He hasn't had the best day.
followed by Brunetti, then Garcia.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the grip. I think he just figured it was not
Okay.
there and let go of it.
Yeah, that might be.
We now have Darius Schroeder from Poland, 195 kilos, a match personal best. What do you think here, Alex?
I think if it's going to go up, it's going to be long. It's going to be a grinder.
Yeah, he had to steady himself for a second or two after his last one. I think gassed him a little bit there.
But with that kind of experience under his belt, I can't bet against him.
Absolutely, I agree. It would be a match personal best. Let's see if he's got it in him today. just
Not
too
today.
much.
Unfortunately, too heavy today for Troa.
Like we said, he really gassed himself out after that second attempt, had to steady himself for a minute, but fair play to him for coming out to attempt that match personal best.
Yeah. And I mean, finishing 4th behind that kind of opposition is nothing to be ashamed about.
Not at all, especially as the only Masters lifter in the flight. Brian Brunetti now 205 kilos. The Italian lifter. This won't change his position overall or in deadlifts, but it will give him a 5 kilo personal best on total and a 2.5 kilo personal best on deadlifts. Should he make this? And
It
it's
won't pass
just
the knees.
too much. And bar had already dipped, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, a no lift. Moving on into our top 3.
3 more attempts, Emilia, and what are we having now? It's not a 3-way battle for the first position now. Antoine is out of the race, but
Yep.
still, it is yet to be decided who gets 2nd or 3rd.
And I'm wondering if France realised they put in a world record attempt because they haven't used a chip whatsoever.
I think
for
it's
Brian.
to match Ivan Campano and beat him on body weight.
Yeah, but the chip would have been nice. We'll have a look here. Antoine Garcia, 242.5 kilos to take him back into silver overall, of course, with his teammates Xiong to follow.
Allez, Antoine, allez!
And Grip just not here today.
Unfortunately, yeah, like you said, looks like he potentially, no, he will end up in bronze overall with his teammate Xiong ahead of him. Now, I know that you said they're looking to match Campano Diaz, but if you're half a kilo, you know, have the option for half a kilo.
I mean, in that kind of situation, I wouldn't chip it. I would just match. Don't risk anything stupid. If it's for the title.
No, I agree.
I know,
We'll
chipping
see.
a record is nice, but
To be fair, we'll see what they do if Campano Diaz, and I feel like he probably will get this final deadlift
Yeah.
if they shift that,
they should lower the attempt.
probably to 275.5. Now,
I'm still on
Ivan,
my feet for this one.
Ivan Campano Diaz from Spain, 267.5 kilos. Already your European champion as his first year in the Opens. This is for deadlift gold for the time being. 267.5 kilos, an absolutely mammoth attempt. And he locks it out.
Oh!
Wait for the lights
Is
there.
it good enough?
Oh,
No.
unfortunately not. 3 blues from each referee, and it is a no lift, which puts him in danger.
Yeah,
It
I
looks
think-
like France are probably not going to drop now.
Yeah, he's gonna take a shot at it. Can you imagine his first international competition, having a shot at the title with a world open record in the deadlifts?
He has already secured the silver. He loses absolutely nothing by trying this. His personal best was matched on his second with 262.5. As you said, Alex, not only is he going to pull for the win overall at his first international, he is pulling a world open record. 277.5 kilos, 2.5 kilos above the current world record in the 59 kilo class.
I think that record belongs to Huáscar Carpio.
Yeah,
He just
and
broke it in Sheffield like a few months ago.
It's not lasted too long.
Oh, wow.
After not being broken for years, broken potentially twice in a couple of months. Brian Xiong from France.
A sensation here in Malaga. Brian Xiong. A shot at greatness.
Wow!
No.
Unfortunately not, I think.
Wow.
But what a absolutely incredible effort. Actually, none of the 59s getting their third attempts. He had nothing to lose by going for it, and to say you were able to try and pull for the win
Yeah, that's
with
crazy.
an open world record is absolutely insane at your first, at any international, but let
That's
alone
crazy.
your first international. So
And he still walks away with 2 silver medals.
yeah, absolutely. Garcia in bronze on deadlift, in silver Campano Diaz, and of course in gold we have Xiong. And
Crazy.
then overall, your bronze medalist, Antoine Garcia from France. In silver, just missing out with that final pull, Brian Xiong from France. And your new European champion in his first year as an open, Ivan Campano-Diaz of Spain.
He really had a great day. You can only tip your hat to that kind of performance.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
great champion, Ivan
Absolutely
Campano-Diaz.
phenomenal from all of the 59s. But let's calm our heart rates for a second as we head into the openers for the 66 kilo men, where the battle is just as tight, if not a little bit tighter.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of deadlift openers change. 185 kilos in the bar for Sergei Chernyshov from Ukraine.
Yeah, openers ranging from 185 to 270. And the first opener gets 3 white lights.
195 on the bar for Federico Muru, Italy. Katina, Diva, get ready.
Yeah, and Antti Savolainen has moved his opener up by 20 kilos, which puts quite a spanner in the works there, moving him into projected silver.
What kind of trick is that?
We have Federico Mulu from Italy, 195 kilos. Looks like he slightly put up his opener by about 5 kilos. Wow, very, very snappy.
That's a good
3 white lights, a good lift.
235 on the bar now for Katina, Diva, Vigorou, get ready. Next athlete has requested the bar be cleaned.
And the coach of Joya Christopher Katina has asked the chief referee if the spotter could clean the bar before his attempt.
Doesn't look like any of the athletes who changed their opener went down. It looks like they all went up in some degree, so really looking to push each other today.
High levels of confidence in the 66 kilo class.
Absolutely. Joao Christopher Katina from Austria, 235 kilos, in a really strong position for that podium overall, having a phenomenal day so far. A very technically proficient lifter.
And we were wondering, how was his deadlift? It's great.
Yeah, I can't say I expected anything less from him.
Joey Diva, Great Britain. Vigorou, Muno, get ready. Bars loaded, 240 kilos for Joey Diva, Great Britain. Asking for the bar to be moved.
We now have Joey Diva from Great Britain, 240 kilos. Joey himself also just sitting off of that podium position.
Wow, that looks solid.
Yeah, really lovely opening attempt from Joey, and he seems happy with that as well.
250 on the bar for Brandon Vigorou, France, Muno, Kremins, get ready.
And with that opener, I could very much make a case for him in the podium.
Bars loaded, 250 kilos, Brandon Vigorou.
I stand corrected. Vigorou did move his opener down by 5 kilos. I think the only lifter who changed it to move it down. 250. I think he is aware that there are lifters just behind him, and he wants to secure that total and push from there.
Yeah, you don't want to risk a heartache. Especially looking at that opener, I think it was a great move.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift, but a tad bit scrappy, I would say.
Muno, España. Kremins, Ali, Savolainen.
I'd imagine quite new to the international scene.
Yeah, it's his first.
So, you know, doing an incredible job, especially carrying the lead as it stands. You know, it's a lot of pressure.
Muno,
Jorge Munoz Exposito from Spain, 255 kilos. Moved his opener up 5 kilos, I believe. And just as we expect from a Spanish lifter, a very snappy lockout and a very sassy belt flip.
255 on the bar for Alex Kremins now of Ireland. Ali Savalainen, get ready. Last 3 lifts in round 1. The bar is being cleaned.
I want to eat what the Spanish are eating. They're also so explosive.
Well, we're here, so when in Spain.
Yep. I'm gonna take some inspo. Ask for some recipes.
We now have Alex Kremins, who has upped his opener a cheeky 2.5 kilos to 255.
The first beltless puller.
Yeah, very nice looking opener there for Kremins. And a good lift.
Good lift for Alex. 262.5 on the bar.
I always wait when I see a beltless lifter until after they finish lifting, because a couple of times I've seen lifters go, I forgot my belt. Yeah, oh, oops, I did that beltless. But it looks like it was on purpose, and it looked good nonetheless. Now our penultimate deadlift opener. We thought this would be the heaviest deadlift opener without Sneaky Finland getting in there, upping their opener by 20 kilos. Kibria Ali, 262.5 kilos. A huge deadlift PB of 288.5.
I was waiting to see this one night's time.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Not Spanish, but snappy.
Oh yeah.
That is a great opener from Kibria.
That's a confident walkout.
I mean, I have to say, if I pulled 262.5 like that, I'd walk pretty confidently as well.
Last opener?
Yes, exactly. And what we didn't quite expect from Antti Savalainen, his bench didn't go quite as we expected, and that surprised us. And he surprised us again with a 270 kilo opener, which maybe we shouldn't have been so surprised with when his PB is 281.5. But let's see how this moves for him, see if the jump was worth it. They certainly kept this one in the back pocket.
And it does look like an opener.
Wow. I shall never doubt him again.
I think we're on cards again, folks. Oh no, there we go. 3 white lights.
3 white lights, a good lift. I would have been surprised to see anything else after that exemplary opener.
And everyone's on the board.
Yeah, that concludes that first round of deadlifts. Of course, with Savalainen in gold standing currently, followed by Ali with 262.5 and Kremins with 255 on body weight ahead of Munoz Exposito. We head straight through to the second round now. Everybody has secured their total. They can push themselves a little bit and build it. Sergei Chernyshov now, 200 kilos, a 15 kilo jump.
It doesn't make easy work of that 200 kilos, but still, it looked pretty solid.
Yeah, and it was a pretty big jump considering.
In terms of percentage, it is a big jump.
And 10 kilos below his personal best with 21 years of competitive experience, you know, that's no small feat.
Bars loaded, 205 kilos for Muro, Italy.
Federico Muru from Italy, 205 kilos, a 10 kilo jump. It says here his personal best is 245, so wondering if he changed weight classes or perhaps it's something to do with an injury coming into it. He seems very careful off of the ground there.
Yeah.
So perhaps it is pertaining more towards an old injury or a new injury.
Looks like it.
But it is a good lift nonetheless. Joel Christopher Catena now from Austria, taking a 12.5 kilo jump to his second to 247.5, and for the time being, this pulls him into gold overall. Of course, subject to change. There's a big fight for those overall positions. That will jump around a lot in the next 20 minutes or so.
And still so technically sound. I mean, very inspirational.
Yeah, he's looking really strong today.
Bars loaded, 255 kilos, Joey Diva, Great Britain.
15 kilo jump here for Joey Diva from Great Britain. 255 kilos on the bar, trying to pull himself closer to that podium.
I'm not surprised. His opener looked like a warm-up. Perhaps this is just how he deadlifts, but it looked very impressive.
Wow, again, very, very snappy from Joey there. Plenty left in the tank.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It is very hard to get how much he has in the tank. Like, it's 20 kilos?
Yeah, who's to say? I think he'll see what the rest of the flight does.
Bars loaded at 260 kilos.
Go from there. A lifter who's being a little bit more pushed than I think he would have liked to be, Brandon Vigouroux from France, 260 kilos. Got some drums playing for him in the crowd there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, his opener was a bit more difficult than I had anticipated.
This will pull him back into pole position for the time being. It's getting very close between himself and Catena. Oh, and that's a sticky lockout for Brandon, but manages to do so. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Back in the lead. But Catena is lighter than Vigouroux, so he will need to pull another bar if Catena manages to pull 255.
Yeah, Alex Kremins now, 265 kilos, just 5.5 kilos below his personal best deadlift. And that is a lovely second attempt for Alex Kremins.
He's looking good in the deadlift event. I think he's walking out the platform saying, load it, come on, man.
I was about to say, that's exactly what he said. Yeah, he said, go on, load it, load it. And that's what we love to see, some confidence heading into that third deadlift.
Hell yeah. How are we going to witness at least a match personal best?
From Spain, 272.5 kilos. This is a match personal best for Jorge, should he make it.
His opener was very impressive. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's very good. It slowed down a little bit, but not enough to stop him. 3 white lights, a good lift. Another lifter coming off saying, load it up. I think perhaps the quote of the session for all of these lifters.
Yeah,
I hope
there's
to
a
see
trend
that.
going.
Yeah, I hope to continue to see it, especially with some of these numbers coming up.
Come on, NC, load it up.
Load it up.
280 kilos for
Antti
Savalainen
Savalainen did in fact load it up all the way to 280 kilos. This is a 10 kilo jump from his opener, moves him into silver overall for the time being, and of course into deadlift gold for the time being. It'll be hard to beat that, but he's not the final lifter to come out for the second attempt. This is just 1.5 kilos below his personal best. Wow.
Is this a loaded up situation?
I was gonna say, you know what I'm gonna say about it. Load it up, Antti.
Yeah, load that personal best, NC, come on.
We want to see it.
Great Britain. Last lift in round 2.
Now, that was not the final second attempt. We have another 280 kilo attempt, a slightly bigger jump from the opener, but based off of that opener, it seems well worth it. Kibriya Ali from Great Britain looks very relaxed there, waiting to go on. Jumping from 262.5 kilos to 280. This will pull him into deadlift silver for the time being, as he is heavier than Savalainen. But it pulls him from 5th into 4th overall, and we know that top 4 is very, very tight. He looks very comfortable there.
Yeah, a lot of confidence.
8.5 kilos below his personal best. Let's see how this moves. Very snappy still at that lockout.
You know what I'm gonna say, Amelia?
I think it's gonna be loaded up.
Yeah, load it up. I mean, we're due for another personal best, like load 290.
Hey, I'm here for anyone that's wanting to load it up tonight.
Oh yeah. I think he's in position to load whatever he needs to land up on the podium.
Yeah, and it was slower off of the floor as sumo usually is, but that lockout still very snappy. We can see 2 lifters in the 66s here with 280. It is so close. It's going to be a dogfight at the end, and we head into that 3rd round now. Slightly faster as Maru has chosen not to take a 3rd attempt, so we won't have to wait very long, less than 10 minutes to see that fight. Sergey Chernyshov, 207.5 kilos.
We're gonna see some great attempts, some grinders, some heartbreaking attempts, some attempt changes. It's gonna be a last round of deadlifts to be remembered for sure. Starting off with Sergey right now. In typical sumo fashion, very slow off the ground, but pretty convincing at lockout. 2-1, a good lift.
And I'll tell you what, Alex, one person definitely listened to our advice and loaded it up. Kibriya Ali, 297.5, looking to pull for the win, and he has the advantage of pulling last, so he'll see what everyone does, see what he needs to put on the bar, and if it is 297, I think they might go for it.
Yeah, probably.
Or at least secure a podium position. So we'll have to wait and see. First, we have Joel Christopher Katina from Austria, 255 kilos. And this will pull him from bronze into gold overall for the time being. Puts him in a great position, landing him on 655 kilos. There's still a few lifters left to pull.
A provisional first position is not a guaranteed podium in that class.
It looks like there are 4 lifters pulling for first. Joel has done what he needs to do to be on top. 3 white lights, a good lift, and provisional first, and the first attempt change, Alex, I'm sure of many.
Yeah, it's not the last.
And it's Brandon Vigoro, who I believe has dropped 5 kilos to 262.5 kilos. And he's looking to just push everyone enough, do what he can, the most he can put on his total to stay in gold overall. He's seen what Katina does and has done.
Yeah, but I think it makes Kibriya Ali's job easier.
It does, and perhaps France did not think Kibriya had it in him, and they're just focusing on Austria, which could be a mistake. Brandon Vigoureau from France now looking to pull back into pole position ahead of Katina.
But to be fair, his second attempt was quite hard.
This might be all he has, but it might be all he needs.
We'll see. Well said. Now it is into Brandon's hand to do his job.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was all he had.
Bit of a wobble. Did the bar dip? Yes, unfortunately, which means Katina currently remains in gold position. And as it stands, if everyone gets that final pull, Vigoureau off of the podium altogether. What a phenomenal session.
We've kept on repeating that that class was unpredictable, and it turned out to be.
We have Joey Diva now looking to pull onto podium. We said the podium would change so frequently. We had to wait until the third round deadlifts to start talking about it. 272.5 kilos, more than Joey has ever pulled. He has a personal best of 267.5. This will pull him onto the podium for the time being, with still 4 lifters left to pull.
Yeah, he'll need at least 2 people to miss. But that would be a 5 kilo personal best for Joey Diva.
Here's the place to do it.
After you load it up, you pull it up. Come on, Joey Diva.
Oh, and he gets him moving. A phenomenal effort from Joey, and seemed like he had some kilos left in the tank.
Nicely done.
He pulls himself onto podium. 3 white lights, a good lift for Joey.
For a provisional deadlift bronze medal, it will not change his overall position, which is 7th. However, shooting for a deadlift bronze is worth shouting about.
Now, 4 deadlifts remaining. This is for Alex Kremens, not in total, but for deadlift. He said load it up, and he did. This is to pull him into deadlift bronze for the time being, with Munoz Exposito to follow. 272.5 kilos, a 2 kilo personal best should he make this, for a new national record back in Ireland, I imagine here. A huge final pull to end the day strong.
And he's looking different.
Oh, and he gets
Determined.
moving.
Come on!
He keeps, and just loses grip there, unfortunately.
Heartbreaking.
Had to battle the spotters and loaders there to try and get through to the referees,
It
but
was still the right move. He needed to load it up.
yeah, absolutely. He loses nothing by trying that. His position doesn't change overall. We have 3 deadlifts remaining. Again, this does not change the overall rank, but it does give Jorge an opportunity for deadlift gold. We didn't expect to see 3 lifters in the 280s. I'm not sure even we expected to see 2 lifters in the 280s, and yet here we are. Jorge Munoz Exposito of Spain on home soil, looking to move into deadlift gold. He loses nothing by trying. He's already guaranteed deadlift bronze, 282.5 kilos for the 21-year-old lifter. Still a junior, looking to get this huge pull on home soil. Oh, and it is just too heavy for Jorge today, unfortunately, but doesn't lose his bronze medal, and what a valiant effort.
Already in provisional deadlift gold medal position. This is for a provisional overall gold medal for Savalainen, with only Ali to potentially ruin his day. He's probably thinking Yorkshire Tedeschi Quorham right now, which is a very special word in Finnish. Bar is loaded, 287.5 kilos, Antti Savalainen, Finland.
Now we have Antti Savalainen from Finland already holding deadlift gold. He's looking to pull into gold overall with this pull ahead of Catena of Austria. 287.5 kilos, really came out the woodworks with that 270, moved it up another 10 kilos, and now looking for a personal best, a deadlift gold, and potentially to walk away European champion. Overall, one final pull.
For 2 grams. 2 grams separating him and Catena.
One last pull of the day for Savalainen, and he gets it moving. Oh my goodness, he manages to lock it out. He gets the down command, and he pulls ahead of Catena. He moves into pole position, and of course, we have seen an attempt change for Team Great Britain.
You can only tip your hat to that crazy performance.
We've seen Kibrya Ali drop to exactly what he needs. 292.5. That will put him 2.5 kilos ahead of Savalainen. And just to give you an idea of how close it is, 655 kilos belongs to Savalainen, Catena, and Vigoro currently. And that is our current second, third, and fourth. It is a bloodbath. Now, if Kibrya gets this, he moves from deadlift silver to gold. Silver is guaranteed. However, he moves from 5th overall into gold. If he gets it, if he misses it, he ends up off of the podium altogether. It is all or nothing for Kibrya Ali of Great Britain. 292.5 kilos to knock Savalainen off the throne he only just claimed. This is absolutely massive.
He's had a great squat, a great bench. He's pulling. But he's not going to get it.
It's just too much, and you can see how much it meant to him. Unfortunately, not there today for Kibrya. Ends off of the podium in 5th, and in quite the turn of events, Alex Savalainen from Finland, with that mighty pull, ends up European champion.
And 3 athletes with 655 on
That
the podium.
is crazy. Just like Worlds, the 66s separated only by body weight. We can see the deadlift here, bronze belonging to Munoz Exposito with 272.5. Same as Diva, but separated by body weight. Ali in silver with 280, and in gold 287.5 for Antti Savalainen. And overall, separated only by mere grams, Brandon Vigoro of France in bronze. In silver, Joel Christopher Catena. And your new European champion on body weight, Antti Savalainen of Finland, and so well deserved. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around for the medal ceremony. We will rejoin you tomorrow morning local time at 11 a.m. for the 83 kilo C group. We will see you then.
got the competition t-shirt yet? Then go grab one from SBG because they will not last forever. Okay, that looks like everyone has their participation medals to meet. So without any further ado, let's move to first of all our 59 kilo class. In bronze medal position in squats, with 207.5 kilos from España, it is Ivan Campano Diaz. Squat silver with 210 kilos from La Belle, France, Brian Schoen. Squat gold with 222.5 kilos, also from La Belle, France, Antoine Garcia. Well done, gentlemen. Thank you. And now to bench press. Super close here in bronze medal position. We'll just wait for him to get back before we make him walk out again. 140 kilos for España's Ivan Campano Diaz is the bronze medal. Taking silver, also with 140 kilos on body weight from Poland, is Dariusz Wyszowa. And therefore, bench press gold with 145 kilos is Italy's Brian Brunetti. Thank you, gentlemen. And now to deadlift. Thank you, gents. And now deadlift. Taking deadlift bronze with 230 kilos from La Belle, France, it is Monsieur Antoine Garcia. Deadlift silver with 260 kilos goes to España's Ivan Campano Diaz. And deadlift gold with 262.5 kilos is France's Brian Sion. Well done, gentlemen. Thank you. And now, thank you, gentlemen. If you will return once more, it is time to crown the 59 kilo European champion 2025. In bronze medal position with 582.5 kilos total, it's France's Antoine Garcia. Overall silver with 592.5 kilos goes to France's Brian Sion. Which means that your 59 kilo open European champion 2025 with 607.5 kilos total is España's Ivan Campano Diaz. Ladies and gentlemen, standing for the national anthem of España. Congratulations, gentlemen, congratulations. A great battle to watch. But we're not done yet, because let's now talk about the 66 kilo class. In squat, the bronze medal with 220 kilos goes to France's Brandon Vigouroux. The only athlete with his own rubber. In silver medal position with 240 kilos, it's Great Britain's Kibria Ali. Which means that squat gold with 240 kilos goes to Austria's Joel Christopher Gattina. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you. And now we turn our attention to bench press in bronze medal position with 160 kilos from Austria's Joel Christopher Gattina. Bench press silver with 162.5 kilos goes to Italy's Federico Murru. Which means the bench press gold with 175 kilos goes to France's Brandon Vigouroux. Tremendous work, gentlemen, thank you. And now, we turn to deadlift. Thank you, gentlemen. And the bronze medal for deadlift goes with 272.5 kilos, goes to España's Jorge Munoz Exposito. Deadlift silver with 280 kilos goes to Great Britain's Kibria Ali. And deadlift gold with 287.5 kilos goes to Finland's Antti Savolainen. Nice box jump, sir, nice box jump. Congratulations, gentlemen, and thank you. Everyone got their shots, thank you. So finally, it is time to crown the 66 kilo Open Champion European 2025. And look at this, it couldn't be any closer. It's gone on body weight the whole way down. 655 kilos, it's France's Brandon Vigouroux in bronze medal position. Silver medal overall with 655 kilos goes to Austria's Joel Christopher Gattina. And your 66 kilo Open European Champion 2025, winning on body weight by 20 grams, ladies and gentlemen, 20 grams. 655 kilos goes to Finland's Antti Savolainen! gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Finland. Congratulations, gentlemen. It's not often you see one that close. An absolute credit to every single one of you. And nice and close on the podium for those shots. Thank you, gentlemen. And if you would please humour me by returning to the back of the stage with your fellow lifters. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these amazing guys a huge round of applause as they follow our technical controller from the stage.